A very good morning from wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to CAC. Today being Wednesday, 25th of March. It's a beautiful day. The show that is on air is our post-Centennial edition. Like we all know, we have the Centennial celebrations that happened on the 15th of this month at the PCA Church of the Torch. And we're going to have a conversation this morning to see the way forward, and especially on the liturgy, the edited edition that was launched by the moderator on that particular day. And in studio with me this morning to have that conversation is Reverend John Gatu, the parish minister, Makongeni Parish, in Thika Presbytery. Good morning, Rev.
Good morning to you.
How is Thika?
Thika is rainy, cold, and we are enjoying, of course, many pineapples. Yes.
3 months down the line at the parish.
Yeah,
How
3
is it
months
going?
now. 3 months now. I can only say that the grace is sufficient so far. I can't complain. God has been faithful. Yes.
Or take this opportunity to welcome our viewer.
Viewers, I greet you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm happy to be here at CAC TV once again, and I'm happy that you are watching us. We are here by invitation of my host, and we believe that it's going to be a good conversation. Once again, karibuni sana. I wish you all the best as you walk with us. Yes.
So how does your day start at the parish? Take us through from breakfast to dinner in the evening.
All the days are not the same. Currently, we are doing what we call the pastoral visit. I'm visiting the districts. I have quite a big parish. We have 6 congregations. We have about 45 districts. And so what we are doing now, we have organized the visits to the fellowships so that we first of all do the fellowships. We are also doing prayers in the morning with my elders. Every morning we are waking up at 5 to pray. And then I do, of course, I don't stay in the parish, so there is the breakfast at home, then the travel, and of course many things to do. Right now we are preparing for the Easter convention. I have to sit down and plan these things, so I am spending time in the office. And I'm also happy that my members are also knowing I'm in the office, so they are coming, and we are praying together. We are also walking through issues they are going through. And so far, I can say it has been good. Yes.
You talked about the members coming and
Yes.
knowing you're in the office. So we're going to share a bit about the pastoral care
Yeah.
as we continue with the conversation. So what time does your day end?
It will depend. For example, right now, because we are doing most of the people in Makongeni, they are employed or they are working somewhere. So even when we talk about the visits in the district and fellowships, we do them from sometimes 7 p.m. So I'm leaving between 8 and 9. So most of the time, of course, there is traffic on the way, rain sometimes, and sometimes arriving my house 9:30 to 10. And yeah, so sometimes also meetings, we do hold meetings and prayer meetings and so on. And sometimes we are going to do those things at night. So basically, because of the nature of where I'm serving, my day will end late. So I'm getting to my house mostly after the sun has gone. Yeah.
So working with the people, cooler grassroots, it's more fun than being at the head office, at the department.
What I can say is that pastoral care is about personal touch. When we are in the head office, we are mostly with the programs.
Yes.
But down there, you are doing the real pastoral care because you are touching lives, you are walking with the people, you are ministering to people. You can also progressively walk with them. You know, in the head office, I did TE for 8 years, TE department as a director. And those 8 years, I have interacted with so many people. But I have few people who you have real contact and real relationship with in terms of pastoral relationship. Because I'm going every Sunday to another parish, every Sunday to another parish. So there is no that interpersonal care. So I think in the parish you have this, you are working with the people, because pastoral care is about working with the people. It's not about programs, it's not about setting programs and so on. It's about where are people, how are you working with them. Even in the parish, as you do the preaching, you're able to know where are we coming from and where we are going, and able to situate, put people where they're supposed to be, and also put your ministry to the level where people are. You're able to discuss about where the issues that people are facing, and even when you are preaching in context. You know, these are the issues my people are facing, and these are the. But when I'm visiting once in a time, I am given a topic, and sometimes the ministers say, as the spirit leads. I'm going to Nanyuki, I'm going to Bugoma, I'm going to Mombasa. As the spirit leads, of course the spirit will lead, but that interpersonal contact is not there. So I may preach a very good sermon that may not be very relevant to the day-to-day issues people are facing. So I think in pastoral ministry, you are with the people, you are in contact with the people, and you can respond to the real issues people are facing.
Okay. Well, my guest this morning, Reverend John Gatu, and we're here to have a conversation on the post-centennial celebrations that we had. I remember we had the celebrations on the 15th of March, which happened at the PC Church of the Torch, and we're going to have a conversation and see the way forward. And especially we are going to focus on the liturgy, and most of us don't even really know what the liturgy is. We only think it's a book that is meant for the parish ministers, but Reverend Gatu this morning, he's going to enlighten us more. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. We are live on all our socials here at CAC TV. If you have a question to my guest, please feel free, and we're going to give you a shout out as we proceed. Rev, we want to know, how did you start your ministry? I think that's a question most people would want to know even before we have this conversation. And also, you share a name with the late Reverend Dr. John Gatu, who happened to be the moderator of the 9th and 10th General Assembly. How does it feel?
I don't know how it feels. Of course, it feels good.
Yes.
I interacted with the late, very Reverend John Gatu when I was in secondary school, because I was in Thika High and he was the chairman of the board. And I remember as he was coming to address us, or maybe speaking during meetings, I really admired that man. His authoritative voice, his organization, he was very intelligent and also very organized in thought. So when I was there, I was saying, when I grow up, I want to be like this man. But for the sake of our viewers, we are not related to John Gatu.
Yeah.
Actually, in Kikuyu, my name is Gatu, which is like a small cloud, and his name is Gato.
Oh, Gato.
Gato is
small ear.
It's a small ear. So these are two names in Kikuyu, but when you write it in English, I really enjoy it, because many people, even yesterday in the parish, somebody said,
Yes.
Reverend Gatu, can you tell us, is it, are you related? And I said, we are not related by blood, maybe spiritually. So, in terms of how I started ministry, I can say that I actually did my form in Thika High School, as I said. Then I went to university, I did education, I became a teacher. And I remember in 2000, when I was in the university, I went to a commission conference organized by Focus. And one of the things that we were supposed to do is to commit ourselves to ministry. And we had a form, which I still keep a copy, which was asking, where would you want to serve? And I said, I want to serve in the work, that is marketplace. But and therefore I committed myself to become faithful servant of the Lord as I was teaching. But I also realized that even teaching, I was limited. I remember in my school I was teaching called Kebiro Secondary. One day I was walking out and I could see young men seated, and they were smoking. And they were not smoking cigarette. They were smoking something some people call weed.
Yes.
And I was wondering, how can I reach them? And you know, in the village, they didn't have this very high regard for the teacher. So I was feeling I can't reach them where I am. And I said, I want to go to a level where I can reach the society rather than reaching the school. So I said, once the church, I felt within me God calling me not to just serve in the school, but to serve society. So I was saying, how can I serve society? And God, in me, I was feeling God telling me, I need to equip myself to that. So when the church said that there was recruitment for ministers, I said, I'm going to apply. And I hadn't told anybody. So I was in church, seated at a place called PCA Kiamwadhi. The Reverend said after sermon, I know you people, every time we announce we want to recruit people, they don't come. But even now we have a chance, just in case. Yeah. And the service ended. Then I followed the elders to the vestry. And I found after they had done the things that they do after the service, I knocked and entered. I said, I want to become a minister. Some of the elders had started going, so Reverend said they be called back. Yeah. And they came and a small interview, and they said, Rev, you can make it. Yeah. I mean, John, you can make it. So that was my first interview, not organized. I went home, told my parents what I want to do, and they said, why? But they said, we support you. That if that is how you feel, we are going to support you. So I joined, and
Here you are.
Here I am.
Wow.
Yes.
And if that was the best decision that you made,
I
given another
can-
opportunity to still make the same decision.
If I went back 100 times,
You still be
I
a
would make the
reverend.
same decisions 100 times. Because I think there's nothing as joyful as serving the Lord. And when you know that you are impacting society and you are doing things that add value to people, you feel good. Because pastoral care is not about you making yourself comfortable. It's about you becoming available so that God can use you to enhance the lives of others. Yes.
Wow, let's now get to our conversation for the day. You are part of the team that participated in the editing of the liturgy, which was launched on the 15th of March
Yes.
by our moderator at PCA
Yes.
Church of the Torch. You can start by telling us what is a liturgy even before we go to the editing and how that came to be and why was it being edited?
Liturgy is an organized way of doing worship. Liturgy is actually, it's not whether written or not. Liturgy is how things flow. But for consistent, liturgy is written down. It says we start with the prayers. Sometimes we also are told which prayers to pray. So you don't just have prayer, it is written there. Then we go to probably something else, and then it also guides on different occasions. For example, you want to commission leaders. Which words do you use? You want to wed, you want to bury, you are going to open a house. All those prayers and order of the service are written there. You want to ordain elders, to ordain ministers, to even do commissioning of the brigade teachers and teachers of church school and so on, women guild and PCMF. All those are written down. That format of that we follow and the prayers we say, so that every time that we are doing it, we know what we are supposed to do. That is liturgy. So liturgy is the writing down of how worship should be done. Yes.
And each church has its own liturgy.
Churches, they make their own liturgy because liturgy is not just a writing down. It is informed by your theology. For example, we are Presbyterians. Presbyterians are a family of Reformed churches. We came from the time of Reformation, 15th century. There was the Reformation that brought Catholics and Protestants. We became Protestants, then we became the Reformed Church, following the Calvin. So this history is reserved in our liturgies because the prayers that are made, they are aligned to our theology. When I say theology, they are those things that we believe in and we have agreed this is how we do things. For example, we have two sacraments. We have baptism and the Lord's Supper. If you go to another church...
Say it slowly, the sacrament
Yes.
and the Lord's Supper.
No, we have two sacraments. These sacraments, sacrament is something you do in the physical that have spiritual impact. So, we have two sacraments. And sacraments are those things that the Lord commanded do, that we do as a command. Baptism is one. We do, every Christian must go through baptism. In fact, that is the entry point. Then when you come in, how do we nurture our faith? Lord's Supper. Those are the two sacraments. Those are the things we do in the physical, but we believe they have the spiritual impact. When we pour that water on the child, or for those people who want to baptize by immersion, we are doing it on the physical, but we believe that something is happening in there. As we break that bread and we say, take it, this is the body. As you eat that, it's just a bread. Otherwise, it's just bread. But we believe because of sacrament, something is happening within us. So how we do that is written in the liturgy. So that anybody who comes, he knows how to break it and how to break it our way, not any other way. Other churches, as you asked, they have their liturgies because their theology is different. There are those who will say, if it is a Lord's Supper, they even write in the liturgy, it must be bread that is baked, or it must be this, or all those things. Other people, if you look at the liturgy, our liturgy says, for example, in the Lord's Supper, it's a memorial. We remember. In some other churches, it becomes actually bread and actually body, so that they are eating the body and the blood. For us, we take bread and we take the drink, which may be wine or something else. But it is memorial. It reminds us. So even if it falls down, we are not very worried. Because it's not the actual body.
Okay. Wow, this is deep stuff. I am very sure most of us don't know this information. So with the PCA, we are guided by our liturgy.
Yes.
And who should have this book? This we are calling the liturgy. Is it the parish minister, or even me as Catherine, I can have a copy and keep it in the house?
Catherine, I want to say,
yes,
liturgy is just a guide. It is something that, if I may be asked, every member of the church, in fact, every full member should have a copy.
Oh, really?
Because it can also guide your own prayers. In there are prayers for different seasons. We have different, right now we are in Lent. There is a prayer you can say in Lent. It also guides you in these festivities, things that are supposed to be done. The liturgy does not guide just the minister. For example, when you are doing the communion, there are places where you also participate. We say the angels in heaven join in this heavenly choir, and they sing holy, holy, holy. Then we say everybody join that one.
Yes.
So where do you read that? I think you should not.
It's usually projected for us.
In my opinion,
yes,
everybody should have a liturgy book if they so wish, because it will help them to follow. And it also makes it rich when you are. That's the reason we project it for you, is because you don't have.
So we need to have that copy.
So if you had it, you would even follow it even at home and practice and see. You also use it. Use it in your own devotions. So liturgy should not just be for the minister. It is for all, because it's nothing. Many years before the Reformation, the Bible used to be for the priest only. In the Catholic of those days. Then the Reformation said, let the Bible be to all. And the Bible is full of liturgy. Psalms is a liturgical book, because it says how prayer should be done. The liturgy is drawn from the Bible, because Bible is very liturgical.
Hold it there.
Yes.
You need to have the liturgy book, just in case you don't have one. And they are available at the head office, right?
Yeah,
at the bookshop right there.
Yeah.
It's important to have one. And we're having a conversation this morning. My guest, Reverend John Gatu, is here to tell us why was it being edited, because we have the Centennial edition that was launched on the 15th of this month during the Centennial celebrations that happened at PCA Church of the Torch by our moderator. And we host Wanjiku Kamau. We take a very, very short break just in case you've joined us. You are watching our post Centennial edition. If you have a question on the liturgy, you can ask my guest this morning, and he's going to answer all the questions, clarifications that you might need. Some of this information is important. We have it. No, we only think that the liturgy book is for the minister. No, you can also have it as a member. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in a while.
I am Samuel Musili Kimwele, an alumni of Presbyterian College Rubate. I studied at Presbyterian College Rubate as an upgrading student from P1 to the upgrade diploma in primary teacher education. And I can attest that my experience in Presbyterian College Rubate was excellent. The tutors were very dedicated in making sure that we achieve, and yes, we achieved it. And we thank God for everything. The environment was conducive, and it was encouraging us to learn. The tutors of Presbyterian College Rubate are dedicated and they know their work. They encouraged us, gave us moral support, and above all, I can't forget the values that Presbyterian College Rubate advocates for. Honesty, integrity, and Christian witnessing, which build not only our professional character but also our spiritual nourishment, and in ensuring that we become not only professionals but also we become people with impact. For those who are considering to join Presbyterian College Rubate, I can attest that you'll be people of a lot of impact. You'll not only build your professional journey but also ensure that you become a person with impact in future.
Ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Discover Africa with Mono Safaris Tours and Travel.
Join us as we take you on unforgettable journeys to the most stunning destinations. Whether you're seeking thrills or calmness, we have the perfect tour for you. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Meet new friends, connect with loved ones, and immerse yourself in diverse cultures. Book now and enjoy your first adventure with us. Explore Africa with Maono Safaris, Tours and Travel. Your adventure awaits. Visit us at our website www.monosafaris.com or email us info@monosafaris.com or give us a call on 111 504 807. Mono Safaris, Tours and Travel. We are because we love what we do.
Welcome back. You are watching CAC TV, and the show that is on here, we are having a post-Centennial edition. Just to remind you that we had the Centennial celebrations that happened on the 15th of this March, and a lot happened on that day, Rev, and the climax for me was whereby the ministers had the vows, and that was so, it was so touching. I hope they're able to keep the vows.
That is the hope, and we pray that God helps us.
So I was there. Yeah, he is our helper. I agree, and he will help you people.
Yeah.
So why was the liturgy being edited?
The reason was, of course, first of all, we were. It was a memorial exercise. In 1926, when the first ministers were ordained, they were given, the liturgy was made then in Kikuyu, and they were given a copy of the liturgy at their ordination. They were also given a copy of the New Testament that has just been done in Kikuyu at the ordination. So those are the two items that were happening. New Testament was not done by us, but the liturgy was ours. So we were doing it as a memorial, as a reminder, and then we didn't just want to do that, to give them the old liturgy. Because language, number one, language is dynamic. Language changes. Yeah. You may find the wording that were there then may have changed. Number two, also concepts change. Even not just the language, but also concept. How you say things may have changed over time. Number three, since 1926, the research has been done several times, and we wanted to, and some changes that have been happening have not been consistent. For example, you find in our Kikuyu liturgy, we have a certain liturgy which is not in English, is not Kiswahili. So one of the exercises we are doing this time is to ensure that the liturgy is consistent in all languages. We did English and Kikuyu to start with, so that after that we are going to translate to other languages. But one of the things we made sure is that all the liturgies in English are the same liturgies in Kikuyu, so that the book is consistent. Again, there were some things that were missing. For example, the burial of a minister. Very, very important and elaborate burial ceremony that we do it traditionally. There are things that we've been doing traditionally. We wanted them to be written down so that at least there is consistent and memory. Because liturgy is not just about wording, it's also teaching. It teaches people how to do things. It is also a reservoir of theology and history. Through liturgy, our teachings are kept there. If we didn't have a liturgy book, some of the things that we do would be wrong. We will not know, for example, elements of faith. Do you know even the Apostles' Creed is a very liturgical, is a very doctrinal and very rich theological thing. So liturgy was important so that we can harmonize, we can also update to the context that we are, and ensure that all the things that we do in the church, they are in there. Because when some things are not there, people are told, think about it. We are going to have a church that is like 100 churches. Every minister is doing different things. Another minister doing different. So we are doing to harmonize, so that we are all in agreement. This is the way, and then to bring as many of the things that we do in the church as possible. Yes.
So does it mean everything that the parish minister does is in the liturgy book?
We may not say everything, but the main things, the main things that we do in the church, whether it's called communion, it is baptism, commissioning of leaders, or starting a new sanctuary, even closing one. We even included a liturgy. If, for example, people, we dedicate a church.
Yes.
And then you want to demolish. There was nothing guiding people what to do. So this time we have guided a bit of what to do if you want to demolish a church. So most of the things that we do are there. So that, the importance of this is also it brings harmony. So that we have a common way of doing things. And this helps people to not focus on, as we pray, our focus is God. But if people are depending on me to give guidance, then focus will be on me. So liturgy moves focus from people, from the minister to God. It's not about the minister. The minister is a facilitator. It's not the originator. So focus is on God. So liturgy also moves people from focusing on a person to focusing on God. Look at the churches where there is no liturgy. There is nothing guiding them. So who is the source of authority there? The authority in worship is the pastor. And the pastor can say anything. It goes. Where the liturgy is the authority, the minister does not have the leeway to say everything. Because you need to be guided also by the liturgy. You are also human. Wajiko, you remember recently we had more than 400 people being buried by a religious leader in Shakahora. Why? Because the authority is the pastor.
Yeah.
In PCA, the authority is not the pastor. The authority is the church, is God through the church.
Yeah.
So the church has given the pastor the guidance. Liturgy is the guide, so that people are not led astray. Yes.
So what is the difference between because someone is asking, can you also have the PP edited? So you can also respond to that and help us differentiate between the PP and the liturgy.
Liturgy is a pastoral guide. It is like prayer book. It is telling people how to worship. So this one, the theologians can sit down, check the theology in there and organize the prayers so that the prayers are in accordance to how things should be done. PP is law. It is the constitution of the church. And the constitution, law, is both in the concepts and in the wording. For you to alter and comma in the PP,
Yeah.
there must be a resolution of the General Assembly of the church. It's like the organizations, you cannot change constitution apart from the AGM. Our AGM is the General Assembly.
Yes.
So General Assembly must sit down and say, we want to change. There is that resolution to change. Then they say how to change. There must be a resolution of how to change. Then they agree what to change. There must be a resolution of what to change. Whether this committee that will be chosen, if it changes anything, it must bring it back to the General Assembly. General Assembly must read through and accept. If the General Assembly accepts, it then sends it to the entire church for acceptance. Then if the church votes, the church must vote through the presbyteries that this is the constitution we want.
Yeah.
So constitution being law, it is tedious, it's a very big process, but it is possible and it is due. I must tell you, Wajiko,
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to concur with it. It is due.
It is necessary and it is due. Many of the sections of our PP are what we can say redundant. Because already through the resolutions of the General Assembly and the General Administrative Committee, GSC, we have changed a few things. But the PP remains as it was. I think the last revision was in 1998, if I'm not wrong. Since then, many things have changed. We have made new resolutions. For example, let me give an example. The groups in the church, we did a restructuring.
Yeah.
The restructuring is happening in the church, but our law, if you read the law, it is something very different. The restructuring is not in the law.
True.
So I think it is due, and the church should consider this as an urgency, in my opinion. I know we have upcoming GA and so on and so forth, GSC, sorry, and then there will be GAs coming and GACs coming. We have attempted, I think, in my lifetime, twice.
And so who should call for the amendment of the PP? Is it the members? Or what should, because actually if you listen, machinery, people want some things there and they are changed. So what should be the process?
It becomes as an agenda of the General Assembly or the GAC, or of course it originates from the business. It can also originate from the presbyteries. The agenda of the GAC or the GA can also come from the presbyteries as a petition. They write They say we are requesting that we change. For example, recently we changed the entry into the Women's Guild, whereby there was a limitation of age.
True.
It was a petition from a presbytery. It is constitutional. So we voted and we passed it. So it can come from anywhere. The good thing with our church is a very democratic church. Even members have a say, of course, through the courts that are near them. They can go to the district elder, they say, we want this, the district takes the session takes the presbytery takes to the business. And then the things will come as an agenda. So, of course, there are timelines. Right now, for the GAC that we are going, the agenda is already done. So we can only do in the next one. But it can come from the floor, from the office, from the presbytery, it can come from anywhere. That's the beauty of our church. Yes.
Wow. Let's get back to the liturgy. What are some of the roles? What is the work of a parish minister? Maybe you need to help us understand, because sometimes people think the work of a parish minister ni yave kuhubiri. Maybe you can know, because you are at the parish level, you can take us through some of the work that a parish minister does, so that our people can know when he is not doing this, and we can hold him accountable.
All right. Parish minister is a pastor, primarily. Primarily, I'm a pastor. And the pastor is a shepherd. The word pastor means shepherd. So the primary role of a pastor is shepherding. And a shepherd walks with the sheep. So a pastor is a person called to... The reason I am in full-time employment is that I can walk with my people in their situations of life. When they are happy, I'm there to celebrate with them, guided by the liturgy. When they are going through difficulties of sicknesses, I'm there to pray with them. When they are anxious, I'm there to walk with them through what we call pastoral counseling. So basically, I'm doing pastoral care, whereby I'm working with the people in their situations of life, and I'm also doing pastoral counseling. Sometimes using the scriptures and the word of God, I'm able to guide the people. And of course, this overall is about the proclamation of the gospel and the celebration of the sacraments. So all this happens. And one of the things I encourage is that a pastor should be available for the people, and in fact accessible.
And not just for the people, all people.
All people.
And there's a reason why I'm saying that, because with reference to just let me refer to the Centennial celebrations.
Yes.
The very first ministers, and it was all said about how the servant leadership and like how they did their service and ministry. Comparing it to now, where some people are feeling like the minister tends to lean towards certain people for some reasons. So that's the reason why I'm saying all people.
We talked about shepherding,
Yes.
And the shepherding, if you look at if you go to the scriptures, the shepherd tends the sheep. And sometimes he leaves the healthy and he leaves the ones that are okay.
Very true.
And he goes for the one that is limping and lost.
Very true.
So pastoral care is and supposed to be for all. In fact, our ordination is just not for the PCA church. We are ordained for the universal body of Christ. We can serve in PCA church and we can serve outside PCA church. Our pastoral care should, of course, there is temptation to lean pastoral care to some people, because people are human, and you can have people who are friends to you and so on and so forth. But I think pastoral care should focus to balance. Sometimes even congregations, you may find that, for example, in Makongeni where I'm serving, I have 6 congregations. One congregation is Makongeni town. It is the main one. Then we have another congregation it's still around Makongeni, a place called Kisii, which is quite also large. Then we have small ones, even up to, not even having 15 members. Now the question is, how do you offer pastoral care? Do you have, for example, 3 times in a big congregation and 1 time in a small one, because these people they need more pastoral care? In my opinion, I should be available to all equally, because I'm not going to shepherd house, the big house that has many people. I'm shepherding that person. Pastoral care is sometimes defined as care of the soul, and the soul is individual. So that one person seated there needs the pastor. If let me say this, If a rich person is sick and a poor person is sick, who needs pastoral care more than the other?
The poor.
Of course, both of them need care because they are both sick. So I should not say that I will go to the poor or to the rich. In other words, pastoral care should not be discriminative because Jesus wasn't. Even when Jesus, some people are saying he's going to the poor, to the sinner. Remember the Zacchaeus story. Remember the woman with alabaster oil. All these people, some people thought that he should not go there. Remember the Samaritan woman at the well. He was a Samaritan, and of course her lifestyle, remember. But Jesus didn't discriminate. We should never discriminate. And my fellow pastors, whether in PC and elsewhere, that is something that should guide us. We should never discriminate pastoral care. We should not be guided by our relationship. Sometimes we pastor people that may not necessarily be our friends because we are called to care for them. It's not easy, but we are called to do that, and we have to do that. We must do it because that's what God wants us to do.
Going forward.
I believe that's what we do.
I've seen of cases whereby someone cannot be buried because the minister cannot bury a person because he was not coming to church. And we're here talking about pastoral care to everyone.
There are, of course, agreed upon ways of doing things, but pastoral care goes beyond law and written down policies. We talked about the PP and the policies. We also talked about the history and traditions. Pastoral care goes beyond that. Let me give you an example. If somebody commits suicide, traditionally, ministers don't bury. Traditionally. The reason is the theology of that has been there is that this person did not come to a place where they can repent. So we are kind of almost sure they died without repentance. As we move with it, I talked about the reason we are revising liturgy is because knowledge is dynamic. We keep God keeps revealing to us new things. Now we know, Wajiko, nobody who is absolutely healthy will commit suicide. Suicide, in most cases, is the epitome of the symptoms of depression.
True.
And mental illness.
True.
The person who is doing that is like somebody who is sick of malaria. The symptom of malaria is fever. The symptom of the symptoms of mental illness and depression may be suicide.
True.
So, if this person was sick, are we supposed to deny them pastoral care? In my opinion, the family of the dead needs more care than the family of a person who was maybe he had written, even they were, there are times that somebody becomes sick until we release them. If a person, they had already told God to take him away instead of suffering, and this person who just committed suicide and he was working and health and so on, this family needs more care, more presence of a pastor than that family. So whether you are going to bury with the soil or on the hard or with the soil on the spade or with your gown on or with your gown off, whatever case, this family needs a lot of care, and we are supposed to give that care. Of course, ministers, because of different understanding, there are people who are a bit more formal in terms of following the written down things and traditions. Some of them will not do the actual burial, although increasingly we are asking, why not? If they don't do that, they will walk. You may find them in the mashakaya, the meetings that are happening every day. He's in that family praying with them. But because of that, something we were taught, he may not come for funeral. Personally, I'm in a different school of thought. I will walk with the family to the very end.
Wow, that's encouraging. We're here talking about 100 years now, starting with us, and you saying of how now we want to leave a legacy so that the generation behind us also 100 years later, they can have something to say about us and talk about us. But we need to do things differently. And what areas of pastoral care do you think need to be emphasized more for that legacy? Because if we want to leave a legacy, we've got to do things right and differently. So which areas do you think we need more emphasis as ministers so that legacy can be obtained?
Wajiko, I think Solomon said that there is nothing new under the sun. Everything that is has been. So life is a cycle. We keep rotating and revolving. So I think there is need to learn from history. And if we want to maintain and keep legacy, we must learn from our fathers. These people, they were extremely committed. They were extremely selfless. It was not about them. It was about the ministry. Many times we are losing it because it's about us. When I go to the ministry, I'm asking, what is there for me? I think for these people, there was nothing about what is there for me. It was about what is it for the ministry, for the church, for the kingdom of God. They would walk many kilometers. They would even sometimes sacrifice what they had for the sake of the church. If we have to keep a legacy, ministry must stop revolving around us and revolve around Christ himself. Because at the center of ministry is Christ. So the question is, what does Christ want us to do? How does Christ want us to do ministry? If we focus on Christ, then other things will fall into place. We are going to be less self-centered, less, if I may say, sometimes you see in some churches, not our church maybe, very greedy, the ones in the Bible, Isaiah describes as greedy shepherds who want to chew the sheep. And you see that in a lot of, they are looking for, even, you have seen people even selling property to give to their pastor, and the family is left without anything. I think that is extremely wrong. We are called to care, not to destroy. John 10:10 says, the one who kills, who steals to kill and destroys is not God. It is the enemy. So we can be agents of the enemy if we are ruining lives of the people we shepherd. For us to keep a legacy, ministry must focus on Christ. Everything we do, if we are doing preaching, focus should be Christ. If it's about pastoral care, focus should be Christ. It is not about me. I must, of course the church gives me salary and it should be sufficient. If they want to give me anything else, that is upon the church. But me, I'm called to serve and to focus on building. And that is what is going to be the legacy of the next 100 years. Can we be described as selfless people? People who came to the ministry for the sake of the ministry. Even
for their stomachs.
I didn't want to say stomach. But of course, truth be told, Wajiko,
Yes.
we are living at a time that there can be challenges and somebody may not get an employment somewhere.
Yeah.
And looks around and says, maybe the only available option is the church.
Yes.
Even if that is the entryway, God can change things. I believe God can change the course so that it's not about a job now. It's about ministry. Until it is about ministry, we are not going to write any legacy. Legacy will be when people will say, the church cares, the minister cares, the minister walked with me. Also, for us to keep legacy, we must also become, if I may say, a bit not so selfish in terms of a church. Because sometimes we stop preaching Christ, we start preaching our churches. So somebody is standing there and saying, if you want to know a good church,
come to my church.
it is the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, because that's where I am. I'm not saying it's for gospel, it is the other one, it is the other one. I think it must now move from our denominations to Christ. And that will allow us now to focus on what Christ wants of the church. Because the church can also be there, but not preaching Christ. It becomes another social club where people meet, they don't care. Somebody comes who is hungry and they are saying, look at this lazy one. Lazy people disturb the church. Instead of looking at that as an opportunity for ministry and putting resources together so that we can help this person who is suffering. I think the Church of Christ must also be moved to do mission, because mission is doing what God wants done, not what we want done.
So we are to point people to Christ, not to ourselves.
The church must be the stepping stone. People must come to church to find Christ, not to come to church to find church, because it can end there. The church is not the end. The end is Christ. The church is means to an end. So if people are just coming to the church and that's the it,
Then we've lost
and
it.
if the church is the end, we are going to have a lot of divisions in society, because everybody will be saying that is not a good church. That is not a good church. But when Christ is at the center, we are not going to preach our churches. We are going to preach Christ. And that's why I said in liturgy, it focuses us from us to Christ. It's not about me. Me, the reason the church is guiding me, so that it is not about me, it is about me facilitating people to hear God.
Wow. Hold it there, Rev. We want to go through some messages that are
Okay.
just coming in. Thank you so much, Agnes. Kang'ethe, you're saying pastoral care is availability, being there for your members, irrespective of the time. There's one minister I had saying that if it's past 9, don't go calling him, call the police. So,
Wajiko, there I can mention something and say,
yes,
it is being available, but remember you want the pastor to be also healthy.
yeah,
I can tell you there
Yeah.
are pastors who have died of depression
yeah,
and burnout because they thought that being available is being, quote unquote, being available without intelligence. So they were just there. So I think it is being available, also taking yourself care of yourself. So sleep when you're supposed to sleep. Because Wajiko, let's imagine somebody has been called home to glory at midnight. And tomorrow you are supposed to pray somebody who is in hospital. Would you not go and sleep so that tomorrow you can be able to pray with the person who is in hospital? Because the person who is asleep, who is already dead, will not come back. Maybe you can pray with the family if that person has the family. But I'm assuming this person is not with the family. The family is tens and tens of kilometers away. Sleep so that you can be fresh tomorrow
in the
too.
morning.
So let us also agree that ministers are people. They also need to take care of their own health, mental and physical health. They need to sleep when they're supposed to sleep. Because most of the things that they are going to do at 3 a.m., they can also, it will not be too late if they do them at 6 a.m.
I know of ministers, you can really call them and they're not picking calls.
It also depends. Because after, for example, we have a pastoral, I'm in a district meeting, I'm in a CAC session meeting. Personally, I tell people, never call me once and tell me I didn't pick a call.
Call and call again.
Call, if it's not picked at that time, put your phone down, do a few other things, then call after some other time. But more importantly, in my opinion, if something is very important, text. Because after I finish what I've done, the text message should still be there.
Because I think the minister's call number should be like the 999. Like it's a number that everyone can call because people have need and people want to reach, or maybe someone needs prayer and
we need also to be realistic, Wajiko, because the minister cannot pick calls 24/7.
I get it.
Because also you want the pastor to be doing other things for you. You want the pastor to be preaching in that fellowship, in the service, to be conducting that wedding, to be conducting that burial, to be visiting that sick person in the hospital. That's why I'm saying, in my opinion and my way of doing things, I really like people who text. Because text messages, I will respond to them as soon I'm through with what I'm doing. But people who call and say, you're not picking my call. I'm not like 999. I'm not a receptionist. I can't click calls all the time.
Sure.
But I will read every text that comes to my phone.
Wow.
I will read every text. God willing, I'll be able to respond to them. But I may not be able to answer any call. Because even sometimes you are praying. And prayer is also very important. I should switch off my phone for 1 hour or put it in silent mode for 1 hour to pray. If you are calling that time and I don't pick your call, you are going to make noise. But if I don't pray, I'm going not to serve you well. So I think pastors should be able to balance themselves and should also guide their members on how to reach them.
Very true.
The members
That's the one. They should guide their members, because sometimes the members will say, now the parish minister is not accessible, he doesn't pick calls, he doesn't. You can get him on phone. So I think it's also to make it very clear to your members, this is how I want it done. If you want to reach out to me, and then members can stop complaining, because I've had members complain, we are not able to get through to our parish minister, achukuangi simu, apatikanangi.
Wabia ya kuchukua simu, wasi complain. Lakini accessibility is not picking the phone. Accessibility is being able to reach to you, you to reach to him. Because people don't know that communication is passing the message. When somebody is complaining you don't pick the calls, the issue is, why are you able to communicate? Because if I don't pick your call and you don't text, and you just called once, put it down and say, I called him, he didn't pick the call. It is also not fair to the person you are calling. It's important to check, how can I communicate to this person? Because the important thing is not about picking the call, is communicating. If I'm not able to talk, sometimes if I'm able to I'm with the phone, I would click a button here which says, please call me later. There's a button. The makers of the phone knew you can be busy, so they make it there. You can touch on it, says, I will call you later.
That's very clear. That's very clear. Okay, the messages are quite a number, and I'll go through them because I also see our time is so much gone. Someone is telling me to ask, uliza Revgat wa makokadi.
Wewe msikilizaji wangu, nataka kuambia niko kadi. I have never missed, I think since I registered a voter many years ago, I don't know, it's 2002 or when, I have never missed to cast my vote. Niko kandi.
Iko wapi? Iko Juja, iko Nakuru, iko wapi?
I have been voting at home all through. I have traveled to my village all the years because that is where my interests are. I've now shifted to where I'm staying now. One of the things I want to do is to change the kadi.
Transfer.
So the kadi inakuja Juja.
But then the church also needs to be vocal because this is happening next year. So one of the things that the church needs to do is sensitize its members to register as voters, right?
Yes.
But are we doing this as a church?
Tunasema.
How vocal are we?
Our youth are doing it on our behalf. I believe our youth are doing it on our behalf. But as you say, we not only just speaking registering as a voter. I think we need to also to be very deliberate in terms of guiding our members on how to vote. And the church here, not the Presbyterian church only, the church must be very careful because soon politicians will be coming to take over our services, and we shall be going to church and they are going to spend 2 hours, then we shall preach for 10 minutes.
I know.
And we shall kukodesha inaitwa nini?
To make the sermon small. Yeah,
we are going to kodesha our members spiritually at the expense of politics. Unfortunately, I believe people come to church to hear the sermon, and these politicians, they should also come and worship. Yes.
But you're the same people who give them the pulpit.
That's what I'm talking to my fellow pastors.
But if you don't give them the pulpit, they can't have the access.
We have to be very careful. They can come and worship with us. We can recognize them. If they are disciplined, they can pass greetings. But this politicking at the sanctuary, for me, it doesn't make it emancipates the church. It makes the church poorer, not richer. Because people come for spiritual growth, including that politician. Some of them are very stressed. You hear them now insulting one another, telling each other how they have big stomachs, big heads, and big ears. It is wrong. And I think they are depressed also. They need our prayers.
But the church is silent on this. I'm not hearing the church saying,
no, we have talked.
Stop these insults. I only heard, I don't know.
We have the bishops of Catholic spoke. We also spoke.
That is
even our minister, our moderator spoke. You know, the church is church. Wanjiko, these are denominations. But the church, the body of Christ is one.
But some denominations are hiding underground. They don't want to speak out these.
The truth is, Wanjiko, even as we talk about this, there are people who are very angry with the people who are talking. There are some pastors out there who are looking for opportunity to call all these people to their congregations, to go to their offices, whether in Karen, in wherever, and so on and so forth. I believe we should work with our leadership. Government leaders should be close to us, but we should not allow the church to be taken over by the politicians. For our people, I think, hata kama uko kadi, I think it's important that also you vote wisely. Don't vote people because they make a lot of noise or they come and give us money. Let us ask about the legacy, the progress, the development they have done. Yes.
Wow, just in case you're joining us, you are watching post-Centennial edition here at CAC TV. My guest, Reverend John Gatto, Makongeni Parish. Thika Presbytery. I'm your host, Wanjiku Kamau. If you have a question, I have quite a number of comments that I'll go through them before we end the show. You're welcome to give your thought on what we think. We've had a conversation on the liturgy and we've agreed everyone to get a copy. How much is a copy, Rev?
The one that was launched is still being in the printing. So once they do the printing, they are going to tell us the cost is the work of Jitegemea Press. So me, I was giving them the content together with the team that you are with, led by Reverend Geshimo and others. So we just did the content, but it is now the printing people to see the cost of the paper, the cost of the printing, and then they set the price. So I think the bookshop will be giving us the cost.
But you can also buy for your members in...
Yes, I will encourage all of my members to have a copy of Centennial. Of course, the first thing they do to celebrate their pastor is to give me a copy as a marking the Centennial celebration. Then from there, I will encourage that all of us, of course, I also buy mine. I don't have to wait to be given. But of course, the church also buys the copy for the office. So I encourage all people to have a copy of the liturgy, because as we say, liturgy is not just written prayers. It is the order of service. It is the reservoir of theology. Is the reservoir of the good traditions from the old, and it's also guides our worship not to be focused on people, but to be focused on God. Yes.
Wow, I see we've 5 more minutes.
Yes.
Anything you feel you want to share on the liturgy before we give our conclusive remarks?
I want to say that generally, I think I will say something about, because liturgy guides worship. So it's all about worship. And I would say that worship should be, is what we do in response to what God has done to us. We sing, we pray, we praise, we do all these things. Everything that we do in the church should be part of worship. And liturgy guides worship. Worship in our churches should be focused on God. That's why we are not very comfortable when we sacrifice our worship to politics or to other things. Even fundraising sometimes. You find that people are coming to church, the fundraising has taken 3 hours, and the pastor is preaching after 3 hours. I think things should be done with the moderation. We should not waste time on things that, spend all the time with not the climax. The climax in worship is, in our tradition, the word of God. That's why we come to hear what is God telling us today. As we do the preparation for the climax, we do several other things in response and in preparation. We sing, we pray, sometimes we have some presentations, we have intimations. All those should be considered part of worship. In my opinion, it is not right to suspend worship, to give it to the politicians, then take worship back and then continue with the worship. I think worship should not be interrupted. If they have to come and pass greetings, they should be done in worship and should be done in a way that it also integrates with worship. If it is not integrating with worship, I think we should also consider doing some of these greetings after we have completely done the worship part. Then we can say we have done, whether we shall say the benediction or not. Then we can encourage these people to come and pass greetings before we walk out. Because I think sometimes we dilute the important with the less important. Civic education is important. And the civic education is not politics. Civic education is empowering. It is teaching. It's education. And that can be incorporated in worship. But partisan politics, abusive and politics of insults, and insults of also politics of manipulation, because we are also manipulated. When we come and we are fed with things that are not factual.
Very true.
In the worship service, I think we are not doing good to the service. Liturgy should guide us, because liturgy is written how the service begins to how the service ends. There is nowhere in the liturgy book that we are launching and all the liturgy books that we have had where these things are there. If it is not in the liturgy,
don't bring it in.
We shouldn't bring it in.
Wow, I wish all the ministers can know that, because for you, yes, you understand that, but your colleague elsewhere decides to do otherwise.
No, we are all in the process of learning. And we are all in the process of becoming better and better and better. I believe everybody is becoming better than they were yesterday.
So it's a deliberate choice to be better.
And you know, like 2022, we all made a mistake. We believed everything the politicians did.
So this time we better be wise.
If we repeat, then we are very bad students.
Very true. I can see Samuel Ngotho. He says, watching keenly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rose Marimbe, tuned in from Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much,
Wow,
Rose.
we are international.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, we are. Thank you, Jeff. King Gomi saying great conversation with my parish minister from Makongeni Parish.
Yes,
Thika,
that's
great
one
work.
of my elders. I'm
And
happy to
ujasalimia
hear.
watu wa
Hey, watu wa
Thika, uko
Makongeni,
inokako.
watu wa Makongeni, all the people, my members in Makongeni, in all my congregations, Makongeni, Mwangaza, Nanga, Amani, Kenya Kanas, Mwanaweke, all those congregations, I love you. I am happy for you. Thank you for the support this far. Let us worship the Lord. And of course, I've been telling my members, we are going to go through on bringing things that are not liturgical into the liturgy, because we want to focus on God and we want to focus on Christ. We sing in Christ alone. Our hope is found. I think we should do this as we worship the Lord. And we are doing well in Makongeni. Anybody in Thika, if you want to look for a place to worship, don't go anywhere else. Come to Makongeni Parish and find us worshiping Christ.
Well, serious worship.
Seriously worshiping. And find a pastor who is
pastoral care equally to everyone.
Pastoral care and following the liturgy, so that the Church of Christ may be strengthened and our souls may be uplifted. Yes.
I know many people who have left church because they felt they didn't get the pastoral care that they really want. So
I apologize on behalf of all those pastors that made people go away, and I hope that we as pastors, because we are also being taught by Christ, we are increasing in learning. You can go back to church again and check, because your pastor has become better maybe. I pray that he's become better. We are all human. We are all learning. We are all disciples. Disciples are people who are learning. Students of Christ. Yes.
Thank you, Kirima wa Thogonoi, saying, which part of Kenya is that now?
Thogonoi. I don't know. It should be in the mountain, the mountain region.
He says, Lord from Nairobi, Kenya. Karibangi, light industry, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's interesting, some of the Kikuyu names that we have. You wonder what was the inspiration behind it?
Thogonoi. Also, I come from a place where people don't want to say the name of my shopping center.
What is it called?
It's called Ituramero. Some people don't like it, but we have come to know it is not as people think it is. Something very positive.
Thank you so much, Mary Kamau. Hello, my great people, and thanks for the great teachings you bring us. God bless you always. GSC is here, Rev.
Yes.
Man, what do you expect?
I expect the church to sit down. Of course, GSC is, we sit down as a church and we deliver. We think about where are we in terms of mission, in terms of all the things relating to the church. It's where we sit down and make policies. It is the highest committee of the church that meets as when the GA, the court, GA is not meeting. So it makes the resolutions that need to be made by the General Assembly. So I expect that, and you know, the other time we met, women were allowed to the Fellowship of Women Guild. We met the other time and we said men should also be
taking
allowed
only
to
communion.
The communion.
So this time,
even when they are not wedded.
Yes.
I'm also expectant. I'm looking forward. I know we can.
I thought you're in the kitchen, quiet, it's been cooked.
No, the good thing, things come in the floor even. You can even lift up your hand and say, can we address this and the other? So the church should be expectant of good things coming from the eldorate. We shall be in eldorate.
Very true.
And I believe that the church will be guided by this General Administrative Committee.
And it's good to let our people know, if you're on those sides, you can attend because it's open, right?
It may not be, it is open, but we would, because of logistics, spaces are limited. It's good to talk to your presbytery clerk for reservations.
And book a slot.
Don't just
show up.
Because if you do, there's going to be chaos. For order, I think people need to register in advance. I want to come. There are people who are going to come and sing in the choirs. They are being contacted and they are preparing. There are people who may come as observers and guests. They are also going to be registered. So please don't just walk in. It's going to be chaotic if you do that. But let the leadership of the church know you want to attend.
But the most interesting thing, this is the last GSC of the 24th General Assembly. So
yes, we normally have two, then the General Assembly. We have done the one last year, this is the second one. After that, we shall do the General Assembly. The General Assembly is the highest court that will kind of ratify all the decisions of the GACs, the businesses, and then guide the church to the next dispensation of the General Assembly.
Wow.
Yes.
So looking forward. Thank you so much, Mary. Come on. Oh, she's in the USA, Seattle. She says
She's
you
my
need to
neighbor at
visit.
home. Thank you, Mary,
Yes.
and thank you for being my follower. I also have followers, and that is one of
In
them.
the US.
She's always there. And when I
Yes.
went to the US, she was very gracious.
Yes.
She accompanied me to church, and I'm very happy.
She's saying she hopes you're going. She's looking forward to you visiting the US this year.
I will.
I don't know, ama with the parish.
I will.
Watakupea ruhusa.
Watu wa Makongeni naitwa US, munipangie.
Thank you so much. Peter K. Hiyo Gitao saying tuned in from Kikuyu. Good vibes this morning from Mwalimu Rev Gaturo. Please ask Rev what happened to the Presbyterian Youth Fellowships. Because our time is up, I think we'll shelve that question because our time is really up.
We need to come back and finish that conversation. I
Yes.
know members would like to hear a few other things, and even the question he's asking. And
The
many
Presbyterian
others.
Youth
Yes.
Fellowships.
Yes.
And also the church school. I think there was a lot happening at the Presbyterian level.
I talked about the law and the constitution and the resolution, and those things are there.
Those things are
We can
there.
explain to the members when we
Another
have
time.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rev, for
Yeah.
making time to come and be with us. We wish you well. There's a D-Day we are waiting. When is it? There's a day you've not told us yet.
Which
When
day is
it
this,
happening?
Jiko?
Anyway,
You know,
when will this be?
You know
Tukuje
the,
thika na basi na,
you know
na
the
kitamba ya guild.
the days are waiting for is the return of Jesus Christ.
No,
but probably
no,
if you're
no.
asking about my induction,
Yes.
I don't consider it to be a very big day, but at least I will be inducted in 31st of May. For those who can attend in Thika Makongeni, they are welcome.
31st?
They are welcome.
So it's still a bit far.
It's in May, yes. Yeah.
Nice. We'll see you again and you'll invite us officially. You'll come here to invite us.
You invite me here again for invitation.
All right, thank you so much. Salimia watu wa Thika ukirudi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making time. It was a pleasure having you around. Thank you so much to our viewer. I hope you are now informed. Make sure you have the liturgy book. It's not just for the ministers. Even you as a member, you can have a copy. I've been your host, Wanjiko Kamau. Let's do it again next time. Have a good day.
Welcome to PCH Ogore Hospital Laboratory, your trusted partner in health.